Yeah, go ahead and make the co-host and then I'll watch and enter people for you.
Okay, where is it? Okay, good morning, guys. I am looking for the button to share my screen, which apparently I'm struggling with. So, oh, there we go. There's usually a button, a big button, but anyway, I found it. All right, everybody see that?
No.
Yes.
No.
Sylvia, what do you see?
Yes, I see it.
A shadow screen. I can't see anything except colors. I had you, and then all of a sudden, when you said you was going to do something, it went down and the picture went away. And it's now circling like it's trying to get it back, but it's not. I can't see you.
Oh, I don't know what's going on there. I've just turned on my video. Can you see me?
Nope.
Huh. I don't know what's going on there. So it must be something on your side because the others can see my screen, I'm assuming. Give me some thumbs up, folks.
Okay, well, I
Sylvia,
can hear you. I can
Sylvia?
hear you. I can hear you.
All right. So Sylvia, either that or go out and come back in, maybe. If you want to do that.
I can't get out. The screen is, there's nothing on it for me.
No,
Okay.
log off totally, log back in. Get out the whole meeting and then log back in.
The only way that I can get this screen off is just flat turn off my
No, don't do that. It might just be buffering or something. I don't know, but you can hear me, so that
I
is
can hear
great.
you. Yes,
Okay.
I can hear you. That's
All right. Well, let me just say good morning, everybody. Sorry, I'm running a bit late today. I guess that's what happens when you take a long vacation, come back and try to catch up. I am gonna just recap what we're doing in these meetings, and then we'll do some introductions, and then I've got just a few updates and time for general discussion. Next month, actually these are in the wrong order, but anyway, let me start here. The area that we cover in this meeting under Derita Statesville Road Community Organization, broadly speaking, is, I guess if I do that, you'll get a better view. 77 over here on the way in the west, 85 kind of curves around a little bit, but it's basically in the south. And then Harris Boulevard here are the kind of natural barriers. I mean, some of these roads in the middle here are quite big, and may turn out to be bigger barriers than they were in the past, but that's the area that I tried to keep track of. And this little map is just a graphic. It is somewhat to scale, but you know, these pins for the historic neighborhoods and some of the other significant locations within the area are noted here. And that's just a kind of a fun graphic to show what we're dealing with. On the right, we've got the map from the Junebug on a String, which is Ed Conley's History of Derita, and that really shows kind of the boundaries of Derita itself, downtown Derita. And you can see right here, hopefully you can see my mouse, at Mallard Creek and Sugar Creek. The intersection is kind of the center of downtown, and then, you know, we've got the business district along Sugar Creek and some here along Gibbon, and also at the corner of Gibbon and Nevin around. So that is the broad area that we try to keep track of in these meetings. Just some general facts about that same area that I compiled from the Neighborhood Quality of Life report. And I can share the links to that. Lots of good information there. If you're ever trying to understand something about your neighborhood or your general community or the district, there's lots and lots of information there, data from the census and from various other sources.
Teresa, how do you get one of those?
One of those what?
What you just showed? Is that, I would like to print that out.
Oh, okay. You might be able to take it from the slides when I attach the slides to the email.
Mhm.
Oh, because it comes as a PDF.
Okay.
So you should already have several copies of it if you look at the slides that are attached in the PDF to the updates from Derita News. But I can try to pull a PDF on this. I don't have a link. This is something that I put together.
Mhm.
And then, all right, we're kind of back to introductions. I think I introduced myself, and now I will start and call on you guys as I see you in my list. We have 8 people on the call, it looks like. And Nadine, thankfully, is monitoring the waiting room for me. So I'm Teresa McDonald, Realtor with Alan Tate, Derita Statesville Road Community Organization Board, and Derita resident Allen Hills since 2007. And just in order that I see you, Jeffrey Simpson, welcome.
Hey, good morning. I'm Jeffrey Simpson. I'm the president of the HOA in Farmington, which is between Sugar Creek and Mallet Creek. Mhm.
Welcome. Nadine Henry.
Good morning, Nadine Henry. I am the head of the Sugar Springs Neighborhood Association, and I am an event planner. And good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Erica Williams.
Good morning. I'm Erica Williams. I'm one of the owners of the Chicken Bites Cafe on Sugar Creek, and I'm also a real estate agent.
Welcome, Erica. Sylvia Cannon.
President of Derita Statesville Road, president of Allen Hills Community Group. And sorry, I'm having trouble, but I can't see anybody, so bear with me. Thank you, Teresa and Nadine, for what you do. It's of great value to a lot of us. And by the way, when we get to general discussion, Teresa, I have some information on the flags.
Yes, good. I do have that on the list for that time. Okay. Mel Renner.
Yes, longtime HOA president of the Forest Pond community, and I serve on the board for the Derita Statesville Community Organization.
Welcome. Teresa Braswell.
Good morning, President of Forest Pond Homeowners Association Board.
Welcome, good to see you.
Thank you.
Carrie Miller.
I was waiting for my camera to come on, but hey everyone, I'm Carrie. I am a resident of Avalon at Mallet Creek, so right across the street from Forest Pond. I am a board member and an active community advocate, and I am here to get as much information as possible to share with everyone else. And yeah, I've been in the community for 6 years now.
Welcome, Carrie. Good to see you. And Mario.
Hi, good morning. I'm the president of the Oak Brook community off of Old Statesville Road. And just coming to find out what I can, the community and what's going on.
Wonderful. Good to see you here. Are you on our mailing list?
I believe I am.
Oh, okay, so you would have received this. Good, because I think this is the first time that you've attended, and I know this 9 a.m. on a Thursday is not super convenient for a lot of people, but I'm glad to see you here. Okay, I think that's everybody. The updates that I have, if you didn't see, if you were not at the meeting last month, the city's corridors of opportunity presented to us some information about their plan to purchase the land at Reagan, kind of where Tom Hunter and Reagan Drive meet, and it's right next to 85. Reagan Drive runs close to 85. It's actually on the Hidden Valley side of 85 from us. And the city council, long story short, they did vote to purchase that land where there's budget in, economy budget in, basically a cash motel business that certainly Hidden Valley residents have long been advocating for the city to do something about those kinds of businesses around that interchange. So that was up for a vote before city council in April, and the city council did vote to go ahead and make that purchase, and they've talked to developers. It looks like it will be townhomes coming over there, for sale townhomes, which will hopefully start the process. Because one of the problems with that area is that there's a lot of transients. There's a lot of motels. 14 was the number I've heard, and about 1,500 rooms. And then apartments just all around there, and that's bringing in some more stability with homeowners is certainly one way to improve that situation. So the city council did vote to make that purchase. There were 3 council members who voted against it. And you can go and listen to the discussion and their arguments, etc. I mean, I'm kind of in the same camp. I have mixed feelings about the city spending tax dollars to, buy problem property, and then those owners who really have been a major part of causing problems for that part of town walk away with millions of dollars. So that's my mixed feeling, but I think it's something that possibly the city has a role to do to demonstrate that, bringing some home ownership into that into the area around the interstate over there will start to improve the area for everybody. So that was approved. It's a little bit outside of our area, but it's, what happens around the interchange at Sugar Creek and 85 absolutely has an impact on Derita as it does on Hidden Valley and the neighborhoods that are north of 85. The other good news, and I did include this in the slides, I think last month, but we didn't talk about it. This grant was awarded, and thank you very much to Hashim. I don't think, he's on the call, but he may not be able to speak. Hashim?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it?
Sure. So we partnered with Zippy Ice and the city of Charlotte awarded this project. We had our kind of celebration kickoff dinner last Thursday where they kind of went over the, just reaching out and offering resources to help us with this. And I met some people that know how to do murals. So I think this will be a good effort. And I'm excited to get to work with the community and make a cool mural for Derita.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's no small feat to pull together what you need for a grant application. And Hashim, this is the second one. The first one was the Derita Bench. And so there will be community engagement and your opportunity to get involved and to spread the news to your neighborhoods, those of you that are, have bigger mailing lists that you can reach. For our next meeting, which will be in person on June 1st, Thursday evening, it will include a kickoff for this project and possibly an activity to actually contribute to the design of the mural. So,
So where is that meeting?
it's going to be at Derita Presbyterian.
Okay.
It'll be, instead of this Zoom meeting, it will be the 7 p.m. slot, so that, and hopefully Mario and other HOA people, hopefully that's a better time slot to try to attend and meet people in person and, network with other HOAs in the area. There's usually a lot to share and talk about as far as that goes, but obviously supporting a project like this in Derita is important to us too. So
One more question. When are we going to have the bench put out?
I believe we're waiting for NCDOT. Hashim?
Yeah, we're waiting for the North Carolina Department of Transportation to approve the design. I probably should reach out to them again because they said it was going to be done in 3 to 4 weeks about a month ago. So I should probably reach out to them again. But yeah, I'm surprised it's not installed yet.
Yeah, thank you. Let us know if you get an update before I send these slides out in the next couple of days.
For sure.
Teresa,
Yes.
in the last meeting that we had in person, the playbook for the corridor was distributed. I took extras, so if there's anybody in here, I have about 4 extra copies. All you have to do is touch bases with me and we can get that to you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nadine. And if you don't know, and most of you on the call probably do know, the playbook is a document that was produced as part of a long process of community engagement and a big economic study of the Sugar Creek corridor between North Tryon and Nevin Road. It's a 3-mile stretch with 3 sort of sub-geographies along the way, of which downtown Derita is one. The other is the interstate interchange at 85 in Sugar Creek, and the third sub-geography is sort of Hidden Valley and the neighborhoods that are on either side of Sugar Creek north of 85 up to North Tryon. And then where the light rail station is on Sugar Creek is sort of incorporated. That's a little north of North Tryon. So yeah, that's an interesting document, and it was produced with a lot of community input and a lot of effort by the city. So, and it is intended to provide guidance and inspiration for the next 15 years or so along the corridor for private and public investment ideas, placemaking, general things to improve, because the city has recognized that the corridors like that, and there are 5 other corridors, have been under underinvested in, or neglected, probably is a better word, for many, many years. So thank you, Nadine. And if you put your contact in the chat, which I'm sure you did, you guys can contact Nadine. There is also a link online. And when I get to that slide, I do have the link to the corridor of opportunity. It was the previous slide, but the link is there. You can go if you want to kind of follow the whole process. There's recordings of the various public meetings and lots of reports and updates there as well. And you can look at the playbook in an online format if you want to. But if you want paper, Nadine's got you. And really, you know, I still love paper. So thank you, Nadine. Rezonings. I was going to just talk about this and show you the website, because the city, I don't know if they announced this, but I only discovered it when I realized a lot of my links are not working anymore. They have revamped their entire website and it is a major improvement. So I put the link here. So when you get these slides, that link will be there. And I think if I click on it, you tell me if you see my screen change, because I don't know. Somebody tell me if you see that.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So this is the city's new and improved site. And actually the whole website is improved. I just jumped to the rezoning page. And as you can see, and I hope you can see on your screens, but here's the Derita area, generally speaking. You can see Harris Boulevard there, and of course 85 and 77 are unmistakable. And these red markings are the current rezonings. So it makes it so much easier. I mean, I cannot tell you what I've had to go through for years to put together the little spreadsheet, because there wasn't an easy way to find the rezonings in a zip code or in an area, or it was so hard. And I would just have to go through each rezoning and read the location to figure out if it was in our area or not. So this is a major improvement. So, and you can click on these. One here that I was a bit puzzled about, this one, and I don't know, let me see if I can just zoom into this map a little bit better. I'm going to move my zoom bar. I don't know if you guys can all see my zoom bar as well. Oh, there we go. Zoom into the map. This parcel here is actually under construction, and D.R. Horton has a sign now on Mallard Creek, right where Hubbard Road hits, on the other side of Mallard Creek Road. It's a big 21-acre parcel. This rezoning was approved a long time ago, and it's not updated here, so I'm not too sure where things have fallen in through the cracks, but that was just one. And this is another one that also is long approved. It's finished construction, I think. This is Dillon Lakes, which is off Cindy Lane as you go towards no, this is not Dillon. Oh yeah, no, this is Dillon Lakes. I'm sorry, I know I'm struggling to see with the map so small. But anyway, I just wanted to show you the new and improved city website. So you're going to be able to answer a lot of your own questions about, you know, kind of when you see something, you see a rezoning sign or you see dirt moving, this is going to be the place, and I have the link in the slides, and you can always just Google Charlotte rezoning, and now it's the first link that shows up. So very good, very much improved. And then they have links to all the other things here. So you can go to the Planning Commission webpage, you can go to the City Council, and at the City Council page, you can see the City Council members, and each one is linked to their contact information. Their district is listed here, and there's links, quick links up here. You'll see on one of my next slides. If you want to speak at a council meeting, the budget public hearing is coming up. So if you want to speak on that, you can fill out the application at this link. You can look up who represents you if you forget or don't know. Here in Derita, we basically have 3 districts. Most of us fall into District 2, which is Malcolm Graham. Some of us in the little corner between Navin Road and 85, I guess, fall into Dante Anderson's district, District 1. And then those of you on kind of, I think, Forest Pond, the other side of Mallard Creek from like Avalon, etc., and going out towards University and Neil Road, etc., will fall into Renee Johnson's district. And then there are all the at-large members that, you know, in theory, pay attention to the whole of Charlotte. So that's a little tangent on our representation in City Council. I go back to my slide. So as far as rezonings go, I did see a new one. I didn't get a chance to put it on here, but it's up. Let me see if I can quickly pinpoint it on the map for you guys. It might be this one. Yeah, this is it. It's Matters May Homes, which is a very, very nice builder. I'm assuming they're contemplating townhomes in this location. And that is somewhere between Statesville and 77. I'm not sure the exact location, but all the information is there. I'll double check on that. Otherwise, fairly quiet. We're still waiting on some decisions on some of the other rezonings. And I've talked about this a little bit before. The budget discussions are ongoing right now. The city budget, the presentation was made by the manager to City Council on Monday night, and there will be a public hearing, and you can click on these links to get the dates, because I don't remember offhand. I think it's either this Monday or the next Monday. You can watch them online, you can sign up to speak, and you can also submit remarks and, you know, write to your council members if you've got anything to say on that. And the county is going through the same process. And that's all. The budget discussions is when they set the tax rates, which is how your tax bill will be determined. So that's why I follow those discussions. And you can also, I believe, Mike Collins on WFAE, that's the local NPR station, had the mayor and the city manager on yesterday. and they talked about all of this as well as all the issues with cats. I haven't listened yet, but you can find those recordings on, they're on YouTube, they're on podcast, your podcast app, and on the wfae.org site. So there's always interesting discussions when he has the mayor on, and I think he does that about every month. So another good way to kind of keep track of what's going on in the city.
Teresa, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Backing up on the zoning, within the last 2 or 3 days, I've got a rezoning courtesy notice, if you will. Occasionally I get these things. You might not be able to see that, but anyway, the site on Mallard Creek where they took down the house recently.
Yes.
Okay, they have updated that rezoning. That's what this notice is about that I received.
Oh, that explains why this is still there.
Well, what it is, as best I can determine here, the area where the house was, everything behind it is obviously going to be a very large complex, but the what I would call the frontage area on the road was not adequately zoned for the kinds of condos, buildings, whatever they're going to do.
They're
So-
townhomes.
Townhomes. So the explanation here for this notice of update on the rezone is that they want to be able to construct 4 more buildings right there close to the road at the entrance area. So
Okay.
that's what it's about.
Okay, thank you. So there'll be some public meetings and stuff on that. So if you wouldn't mind sharing that notice. Is this the petition number 2023-011?
Petition number is 2022-205. I'm reading it.
Yeah, oh, and there's no new number associated.
I don't see anything.
Okay. Okay,
So-
so give me that number again, 2022-205.
-205, and the proposed zoning's got a R8 MF. I don't know what that's about, but anyway.
Yeah, it's 8, I'll tell you, it's 8 per acre multifamily.
Oh, okay,
It's residential, 8 per acre multifamily.
right. So the zoning is for multifamily residential conditional site plan amendment is what it says. Again, it's just the frontage area. You can see where they cut what will be in it. There's actually going to be new streets in there.
Yeah,
They've cut a road at the entrance, and as best I can tell, looking at the map, this is on either side of that entrance as you go in, wasn't adequately zoned for what all they're doing. So it's just
well,
about,
yeah, I'm gonna guess that maybe they didn't buy that piece originally when they first started the rezoning, and then that owner decided subsequently to sell. That would be my guess on that.
yes, yeah.
So I'm just pulling it up here so we can see on the city's lovely new magic site. There's actually even a picture in process on Google where the house is still there, but this is all cleared now and probably ready for utilities. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. They do have some pending. They don't have any dates in yet for public hearing and so on. So we'll follow that. I'm just going to click on the site plan so we can have a quick look while we're on the subject and people can get a better idea of what we're talking about. So these 2 buildings here.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it has to
That
do
might
with.
be what they're talking about. Okay. And maybe these 2 here as well.
Yeah, they said somewhere I read that there was 4 buildings they wanted to add.
Yeah, I bet it's these here. So they're not right on the road, like not on Mallet Creek Road, but you know, you'll enter the community and then these townhomes will be facing this internal street. And I'm surprised that I guess it looks like they're closing off Henninger, this access over here. Because this is where Penninger currently comes out. If you can see where I'm pointing with my mouse, but anyway, we'll anybody who's interested in that, the links are there. You can you only will get notice about the meetings, the public meetings, if you live within I think it's 300 feet or something, or maybe it's a quarter mile, I'm not sure, of this, or you're listed on the city's neighborhood contact list as a neighborhood leader, or you know, a nearby leader. So that probably explains why you got that, Mel, which means it's not necessarily updated. So that's a to-do for Teresa. Make sure to update the neighborhood contact list for Forest Pond. But still, I try to keep track of all this because we don't always get the notices, which is why I go to the site and try to figure out if there's anything new. And you guys, if you see a sign go up, yeah, one of the yellow signs, and you don't not sure if I know about it or not, shoot me a text, email, anything, and I'll make sure to add it to what I'm tracking. So okay, I think that makes sense what they're doing over there, to create that entrance there that's not directly opposite Hubbard Road. It does mean that people won't be able to make a left probably coming out of there, but they'll have to make a U-turn at Hubbard, which is our lives now. We're not allowed to make left turns anymore. All right, that's rezonings, revaluations I covered, and now we're to the general discussion point, and I just kept the notes from the last meeting up here so that I could just tell you some of the updates. We talked again when I did a driving tour with Jeffrey and Mark and Sylvia, and we talked again about the intersection at North Graham and West Sugar Creek, that huge intersection, and there is a high rate of wrecks there, and there is an issue that we think can be solved. I'm not sure. Got to talk to CDOT and NCDOT, but it seems like there's some confusion between people turning right from Sugar Creek onto North Graham, and people who are coming straight along North Graham. They clash in those lanes. They each have a dedicated lane, but it's not clear. And if you've driven it, you'll know it's not clear, especially for the people traveling straight on North Graham. It's hard to know which lane you're aiming for once you get into the intersection, and you can see 3 lanes in front of you, but one of them is dedicated for people coming off of Sugar Creek, and the middle one is for you, but it really isn't clear. So I believe that's a source of a lot of the accidents. I thought maybe there were more people just turning in front of oncoming cars because the intersection is so big. Don't really know much about the actual stats about what is happening, just from what I've heard from people. So it is on the radar, and I do have a contact at NCDOT because it's a relatively new road. They do monitor, they do look at the intersection safety, etc., as part of their process. But we're thinking that this needs to be accelerated, because it might just be a simple matter of putting some dotted lines through the intersection so that people know where their lane is going. And that would solve some problems.
Teresa, I have a comment about that intersection.
Yeah.
See if I can explain this properly. If you're going what I call north, I guess from the Food Line side and your own North Graham, when you reach Sugar Creek, and this is the intersection you're talking about, the signage up on the wire across the road, it tells you that you have intersected with North Graham, or your own North Graham. And the sign should read West Sugar Creek. So this is extremely confusing to somebody who's not familiar with the area. And they probably wouldn't be able to find their way to Derita if they were trying to go there, because the signage is erroneous. So look at it when you drive through there. I have submitted a request to the NCDOT to correct it, and I have a case number, so there's a work order on it.
Okay.
It's essentially in the middle of the intersection. There's actually two, hopefully people know what I'm talking about. These signage, they're usually very helpful, but they're hanging from a wire literally in the middle of the intersection. So when you're going north on Graham and you're sitting right next to the archway on the right corner, just look up and it says you have, instead of intersecting with what should be labeled as Sugar Creek, it says North Graham. So your tendency, if you're unfamiliar with the area, well, maybe I need to turn right or left to stay on North Graham, and that's not true. Okay.
Okay. I just did switch to the map of the area, so I don't know if people can see that or not. Can you see the Google map now?
No.
No. Okay, never mind.
Well, if you travel through that area at all, when you're going in that direction, just take a look up at the signage. You know, GPS doesn't always direct you properly, and you really would like to know what a street name is. And
right.
It's just
yeah, I have not noticed that sign. So I'll take a look at that.
It's not right. Hey, I'm so detail oriented. You know, I get.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm, you know, especially when you're driving around places that you know so well, you're not always looking at the sign. So I will definitely try to remember to look at that. But yeah, that is on our radar. And then we have a few other things here that we've talked about before, but I want to give Sylvia a chance to update us on the flags, please, the flags along West Sugar Creek. Sylvia, are you still there?
All right. Okay, thanks, hon. Bye. Hello.
Hey, Sylvia.
I'm sorry, the doctor's office just called me and I had to take the call.
Sylvia, before you get started,
Flags.
I think one of your topics is, and I got alerted on Nextdoor, and I had meant, quite honestly, to communicate this myself, because sitting in Maria's, you can see the flag problem, but that was related on Nextdoor, and so hopefully that issue is being addressed, right?
Okay. Jack is now part of the American Legion, and he sent me a note and he said May 19th, early morning, to update the flags is still a go as of today, and this was yesterday. So they're gonna take the old ones down and put new ones up.
Okay, do they have all the volunteers and so on?
I don't know. He has been kind of up to his neck in work. He just got back from overseas. They sent him over there to somewhere for a thing. And so I'm hoping that by this weekend, I'll be able to talk to him more and get some more information, but that's all we have right now.
Okay. All right, that's good news, although that's a long time still for those raggedy flags to hang. But I know it's a job, and we're grateful to them for doing that all these years.
All the high wind that we've had recently just really wreaks havoc on those flags.
Yeah,
It does. It the remaining ones up there, there's not that many still up there, but they're all in just strips. I mean, they're horrible.
right.
And what I suggested, and evidently it didn't go across too good, was we get a group together and just take those down and
Yeah.
give them to, you know, give them back to the American Legion and let them put new flags on those poles and be ready to go whenever they put them up. So that's something I'm going to ask if we can, because I know I can get 1 or 2 volunteers to
Yeah.
attach the flag to the poles and
Yeah.
have them ready that whoever goes up the ladder, we can just hand them to them and they can put them in. It'll make the process go very much quicker. So I'm going to talk to Jack about that to
Right.
sometime into this weekend when he calms down a little bit. That's why he's not on the meeting this morning.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have people who would be willing to help with that. So yeah, let us know. Because
I will, and
it's not a good look.
We need more volunteers. We could put it out, let people tell them when and where to show up, and we can get it done.
Thank you, Sylvia. And anybody got anything else to add? Some of these items we're still working on. The junkyard or the scrap yard across from the school on West Sugar Creek is just looking worse and worse, and they've had several violations and citations. I don't know what else we can do to escalate that. I know our council member Dante Anderson, who is over that particular area, it's on her radar, so we'll follow up with her and see if she's got anything, any help for us. Jeffrey, we're still working on a Derita bus tour idea, and we did a drive this week of kind of the broad overlook. It's not the route I would think that we would consider for something like this,
Teresa,
but
I have to jump off, so I will talk to y'all later.
okay. Thank you, Sylvia. Bye-bye.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank you. Jeffrey, do you want to update on that at all? I know the biggest hurdle is a bus, and
Yeah, the only thing I have, as we spoke yesterday, I still am waiting for a final answer from the Y. And of course, the other ones have a cost associated with it, with the other 2 or 3 transportation companies, but I'm trying to avoid the one that has a cost to it and really kind of concentrate on something or organization that would give us that resource at no cost. So that's what I'm trying to do on that.
Yeah, thank
So
you
we're not
very
gonna-
much for leading that up.
Question, would, I know CATS has those, vans that businesses can use for, picking up their employees, they van pool. Would CATS be able to give us something free because it's because of the nature of what we're doing?
That was my first attempt and they turned us down.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, if anybody has any other ideas, we did try the schools. They don't, because a school bus, not a school bus necessarily, but the style of a school bus, because we may need to go over some railroad crossings. The style of a school bus, or even those special transit type buses which go over the railroad tracks, would be ideal. So yeah, we're still working on that, and I don't know that we're going to be able to pull it off for our proposed June date, but it's definitely still in the hopper, and a useful exercise, I think. I'll share a little video of the route that we did this week. But I need to sort of add some of the landmarks that we passed and the places that we discussed that would make it more meaningful. So I'm working on that. Anybody else got anything else to talk about, Mel?
Yes, I have a couple things to relate. This last month, I was invited and attended the reception for the new University City Partners CEO. And this was a real interesting event. Prior to that, I had a one-on-one meeting with Keith Stanley. That's the new CEO. He comes from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A real interesting person who is extremely receptive to visions that I have for the University City area. So, I'm hoping that goes further. He tells me to stay tuned. He really likes the input that I provided to him about the University City area. I'm talking specifically around the lake area behind the Hilton. I just think that was very worthwhile for me to engage with this new CEO for the University City Partners. That's one thing to relate. The other is this morning, probably within the hour, the Spectrum TV crew is going to be supposed to show up at Gail's house, my significant other, to do some sort of a program about her knowledge of the Green Man. And for those of you that don't know, the Green Man is a mythological character and also depicted in many ways. Here's the example that's important. The Green Man precedes the coronation of the King of England. And that's been made note of late. I think the coronation happens this.
It's coming up this weekend. Yeah.
So this is the link that Gail has offered her knowledge about the Green Man, and so there's stay tuned. Literally, there may be a Spectrum segment about Gail and her knowledge of the Green Man, which is linked to the coronation.
Awesome, thank you. And I thought you were the Green Man, so
Well, I try to be sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah, and I do also include the University City Partners is a wonderful resource. They have a fantastic website, and so Derita, we overlap, and obviously whatever happens in University City is very important for Derita, and a lot of what they cover that actually falls within the University City Service District overlay. Falls technically into this part of Derita that we cover, that is inside Harris Boulevard. So Innovation Park, IBM Drive, Neil Road, all of that is really falls under University City, their service district, and they actually have an overlay where they collect taxes from those businesses to fund things like University City Partners. They also do extra litter pickups and mowing and things like that in their covered district, in addition to what the city and the state does, like on the roadsides and so on. So definitely a good place to look for updates about University City, and that the big redevelopment that is happening around the lake where the Hilton is going to be transformative, because they really are looking at creating a kind of a main street town center there, by changing, the use of the land over there. And it all started with the light rail coming in and having a stop there, and trying to connect that area with the university, because the university obviously has 35,000 some students, and for them to have a kind of a downtown area place to go, where there are restaurants and services, entertainment, whatever, shopping, is all starting to come together over there. And it's very interesting. It's going to take years to come together, but it will be the new location of the University City Library as well, which is also going to bring, all those people to that place.
This
So I
new,
think,
this new CEO strikes me as a very progressive individual. And so I'm hoping we can expect to see some things happen, maybe a little bit more in tune, as he himself will say, to the community and not just corporate interest.
yeah. Yeah, that's great. They've always functioned somewhat. I mean, a big part, it's all intertwined. I mean, you need the businesses to sustain the jobs, to sustain the community. So yeah, that's awesome. I'll look forward to hearing more from him. Our connection has always been Toby Holmes, who is, I'm not sure his title at University City Partners, but he's helped us a lot in Derita. And sometimes we have the idea that Derita is historic University City, and then University City will be the new town. But I'm not sure anybody really thinks of it that way. Anybody else got any questions or anything? We're right at 10:04. It'd be nice to finish pretty shortly. Nothing?
Nope.
Okay,
So
well,
this is an aside, but I had to replace a tire. I had 4 very large staples in a rear tire on one of my vehicles, and it happened on University City Boulevard, as best I can determine somewhere. But this is not the first time that I've gotten excellent care from, is it Adino's tire service right there in Derita?
oh, and Dino's.
Adino's, yes.
Dino's, yeah.
And what was amazing to me is they related, and this was, I'm trying to remember, yesterday or the day before, they had 50 customers with the same problem. And I turned around and reported this to be conveyed to the police department. I mean, that was just at that tire center.
Yeah.
So somehow or another, probably a contractor lost a box. I mean, these are very large staples that go through tires. Not a fun thing for me to encounter. Had to change out the tire myself. And it was, of course, I had to buy a tire. So you never know what's going to be on the highway around. You know, I'm usually pay closer attention to that kind of stuff. Again, being detail oriented, I hate all the rubbish and litter that exists in our area.
Right. Wow, that's interesting. I don't know. And were you able to figure out where, perhaps? Or
As bad, I remember seeing these staples had some sort of blue piece on them on one end, and I vaguely remember seeing some blue material in the middle of the road, close to I-85 on the way. You know,
I bet it's right where the apartments construction.
Yeah, that might have been where the origin of them. I don't know. There's so much construction going on around everywhere. There's no telling. So you know, just be aware that some of that construction has some pretty bad consequences if you run over staples in the road.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing that, and I'm glad you had good service from
Well, yeah, I'm just
local business.
Giving them a good recommendation because they're quick, responsive, and affordable, if you will.
Yeah. Well, good. Thank you. All right, folks, I think we're going to wrap it up and look forward for, mark your calendars. Next month will be in person at 7 p.m. And we're really going to have a focus on the mural project and hopefully have a good attendance by what I call the Derita creatives, and that, you know, is Hashim, Mel, Gail, Dawn Gibson. She's not on the call today, but anybody that you know that lives in Derita that is an artist or you know, a creative person, we'd like to get to know you and make that kind of the theme for next meeting around the mural that we're working on. So mark your calendars, folks, and you'll get lots of reminders as usual from me, and I will send the email out with the slides and all the links attached. And let me know if there's anything else that you're thinking we should be tracking or answering or working on. Beware, if you make a suggestion though, you might find yourself in charge. So, all right, thanks everybody. See you next month.